watching TelecomTV from ONS North America 2018. And I'm joined now by Axel Klauberg from Deutsche Telekom. Axel, good to see you again on TelecomTV. Great show, very busy, a lot of people here, all talking about open networking. But what exactly do we mean, certainly from a telco perspective, by open networking?
For us as a telco, open networking is one of the main tools to take control on our own fate. When you look at the situation the telcos are in, with exponential traffic growth, increasing production costs, but ARPU not really following that trend, we cannot work in the same way as we always did. Yeah? So the old way of working was we buying a black box from a vendor with integrated hardware and software, and if we want to get a new feature, we would have to line up. Okay, if you're a big telco, your chances of getting your feature might be higher. If you're a smaller telco, it's more a problem. Now, if you are bringing new services to the customers and you depend on features others have to develop for you, I think that's not a good situation. So open networking, the disaggregation, the separation of hardware and software gives us an opportunity to take more control ourselves again.
So for the OEMs and the vendors who are now listening to the telco's needs, what's the message from you to them, and what do they need to do to make your life a lot easier as you transform these networks?
I think the answer is open, open up, and we are indeed seeing some trends. So just around this conference, there were also a couple of announcements from the vendor side that they are opening up their operating system, supporting that on different hardware even. So the challenge with that word open is it sounds so simple, but it means many things to many people. And open interfaces, open APIs, that's the start, the move towards open source software. And it can be fairly complex if you have two people in a room and both have a completely different understanding what open actually means.
So, assuming we can get the correct definitions and everyone's on the same page here, what will this mean to the telco's business model? By transforming this network, what will it ultimately lead to? New services, better cost structures?
It leads indeed to more flexibility, to bring services faster to market, because we are in a very dynamic world with the internet companies basically bringing products to market very fast, while we are typically having market lead times of a year, maybe sometimes 2 years, and that doesn't fit in this modern world anymore. So we need to be able to react much faster, and we need to be able to simplify on one side, because that's the foundation for also acting much faster, and yes, we need to make it happen as well, and that requires also a transformation on the people side. It's not just technology, and that's something we need to keep in mind as well.
One of the features of this community is the number of projects. There's a lot of projects, there's a lot of groups, a lot of activity. It must be very difficult for a telco to say, where do I focus my resources to support? So how much can be done with the telco community collectively, rather than on a one-on-one basis?
I think that collaboration is really the key. The collaboration between the telcos, like what we're driving within the Telecom Infra project, what we're driving here within the Linux Foundation area. So collaboration is definitely key. Now, still, there are a lot of projects active at the same time. We're seeing also some simplification there, that projects are actually merging, and we see much better alignment between previously competing activities, and that is making our life much easier. Still, it's a big challenge, because those skilled resources with those special skills around open source software, they're difficult to find as well for us as telcos.
And a final question, have we got the right balance between the traditional standards approach to specifying what should be in our networks to the more flexible open source approaches? There's got to be a meeting point in the middle somewhere, hasn't there?
Well, indeed, and we're not there yet, let's face it. So the old telco standardization culture was, we're getting together, we're discussing use cases, then we're starting a negotiation, what should be in a standard. But today's world is completely different. So yes, we are identifying a use case, but then we're getting our hands on the code and implementing a minimal viable product, and then iterate from there. and this is a completely different way of working. So in my view, that will help as well to accelerate standards and to simplify standards. Because let's face it, a lot of the standards of the past were extremely complex and are difficult to implement for the same reason.
Well, Axel, thanks again for joining us on TelecomTV.
A pleasure.